Today on What's Next.
I love the planet so much. I'm very, very worried about what might happen. And so I work on it now to try and inspire people to see the beauty and to take hold of what's happening and see if we can make it stop.
I just have a don't quit attitude. There's a way to, get past everything. Just have to have that willingness to want to move.
We call this as a savings with a purpose. We have banks who are very passionate about the Latino community. We have banks who are woman-led. We have banks very much after the environment.
Hello and welcome inside Growing Boulder's What's Next as we continue to discover the keys to happy and healthy aging through the examples of ordinary people that are living extraordinary lives. I'm Mark Middleton. Life is about living. Every breath, whether we're 18 or 80, is filled with possibility. On today's show, we'll be talking about the power of purpose. What is it and why is it so important? Well, purpose is not what you do when you get out of bed each day. It's why you get out of bed each day. It's really a feeling more than it is an action. It's a sense of meaning that guides your actions. It's not the thing you do, it's the potential impact that the thing you do can have on others. Now, unless we're really lucky, we don't find a purpose. We have to create it. And we create it by looking for ways to contribute that align with our core values. Helping others is one of the very best ways to help ourselves. Studies have shown that having a sense of purpose improves our overall life expectancy. It increases cognitive function. It improves our sleep. It lowers our stress levels and it boosts our immune system. When we have purpose in our lives, we tend to eat better, we exercise more, we're more socially connected. Purpose is important to all humans, but it becomes increasingly important as we age. Purpose often comes to us at turning points in our lives, and retirement can be one of those points. A recent study by AgeWave revealed that 66% of all Americans age 50 and older now view retirement as a new chapter in life. And 83% of Americans 65 and older say it's more important for them to feel useful than it is to feel youthful. When our purpose aligns with our passion, as it did for artist Mira Lehr, well, that's the ultimate win-win.
Mira Lehr is one of the art world's pioneering environmental activists. A self-described eco-feminist, Lehr is now 85 and admits that she hears the clock ticking, not just for herself, but also for mankind.
We are on a timeline here, and if we don't get going, it's not going to be a good thing. So we have no choice anymore but to get going on it, make it happen.
Lehr has been at the forefront of environmental action ever since visionary architect Buckminster Fuller handpicked her in 1969 to become part of an elite team of artists, poets, scientists, mathematicians, economists, and historians for his groundbreaking World Game Project, a noble and ambitious initiative designed to support human sustainability on what Fuller called Spaceship Earth.
And his idea was the World Game was to make the world a place opposite of a war game where one side loses and one side wins. In the World Game, every side wins. So every man is a winner. Every man survives. Every man lives on the planet well.
Lehr's work begs the viewer to appreciate the beauty and understand the fragility of Spaceship Earth before it's too late.
I love the planet so much. I'm very, very worried about what might happen. And so I work on it now to try and inspire people to see the beauty and to take hold of what's happening and see if we can make it stop.
Her nature-inspired abstract imagery includes painting, sculpture, design, video, jewelry, and anything else that captures her interest.
The spirit that my mother has, the sense of adventure. My mother's crazy, and so she's got a lit cigarette that she's lighting fuses and gunpowder, and I'm sure that one day we're going to drive by the house and it's going to be smoldering in the background while she's got some new art project.
Lehr's art has always given her a platform and a voice, and now her age is magnifying that platform, and she's embracing the opportunity.
For a long time, if you would look on her Wikipedia or other things, you could never figure out how old she was because she would somehow always go in and fudge it. She's now started to embrace it and realize it's cool that she is, 85 and she's doing all these things and breaking down barriers.
I never used to tell my age. That's what's so funny. Now I tell everyone. Now it's a great banner I have because people say, "Are you still working?" And I'm so proud, that I am, and I have a lot of energy, and I love to work. I have more curiosity about what's happening. I have a wider vision because age, you learn things. Bucky said you can never learn less, and at 85 you learned a lot. So I kind of think it's the best time. I wish it could go forever.
Those who know Mira Lehr best don't know exactly what's next. They just know that there will be a what's next, and it will be something to behold.
She's just constantly working on the next thing. She never stops. She never stops.
She'll be continuing to strive. She will not retire. I will probably retire before she does.
Can an effort begun over 50 years ago finally make a difference? Can fine art created by an audacious octogenarian help confront what Lehr calls climate Armageddon? Her eldest son, Dr. John Lehr, says don't discount the possibility.
I mean, she's stronger now at 85 than I remember her when she was in her 40s. And it's just absolutely amazing. She never stops. The creativity is just amazing.
Mira Lehr is not worried about what sells. She's consumed with what works. Her curiosity is relentless, and her commitment to creative risk-taking is boundless, all in the service of protecting Spaceship Earth.
Human beings are amazing. We have the capacity to make things right, and we still can do it. But we can't waste time anymore. The time is now.
Mira lived a life of passion and purpose, creating some of her greatest work in her 70s and 80s before passing away in 2023 at 88 years old. Mira's purpose was nothing short of saving the planet from climate Armageddon. Of course, yours doesn't have to be so profound. At Growing Bolder, we produce stories on men and women of all ages who find purpose in rescuing animals, maintaining friendships, cleaning up their neighborhood, or just spreading kindness. If you aren't sure where to start, that's okay. It starts with taking action. Join your neighbors and friends in volunteer opportunities. Pay attention to your heart. Who needs help? What needs fixing? Remember, we don't find purpose, we create it, because that's Growing Bolder.
I just have a don't quit attitude. Some people ask me, how long are you going to do this? I said, until I can't anymore.
The secret sauce is that we're all just really good friends. We go out to eat together. Most of our wives are here.
Oh, the friendship. It's the people. It's the people.
I just love to meet people.
We're all different ages and different abilities. We're all friends. It's a great family we have here.
Team sports, that's what team sports are about, is the camaraderie, the social life, and then this huge activity all day long.
Welcome back inside What's Next as we continue to explore the power of purpose. Growing Bolder has met countless individuals whose purpose has become smashing stereotypes of aging by participating in organized sports like the National Senior Games. Many don't even pick up sports until their 50s or 70s or even their 90s. Of course, there are those who have excelled at athletics for years and just never stopped, like Andrea Collier. I caught up with the track superstar at the National Senior Games in Pittsburgh, where she shared her motivation to keep going and inspiring others to do the same.
Andrea Collier, what are you all about? Because I see posts about you online, you're smiling, you're happy, you're promoting positivity, but what's the moral of your story?
I am 100% track and field. I have been in love with the sport of track and field and participated for 40 plus years. So all about trying to stay healthy, get people off the couch, and I'm going to continue to do that as long as I can.
What do you love most about track and field?
The camaraderie, getting a chance to meet different people. Since I've been here, I've had people come up, you don't know me, but I've been following you on Facebook. It's so nice to meet you. I'm like, oh my God, thank you. Have had people tell me, you've inspired me to, I followed your posts on Facebook. Guess what? I'm competing next year. Can't get any better than that.
When we're younger, we're incredibly competitive. I'm guessing you're still competitive, but is there a different edge to that these days?
Not the competitive nature, but in terms of the goals I set, that has to be different because this body is not the same as it was at 20. So I'm realistic with the things that I want to accomplish, and I just try to challenge myself every year to get better. So whatever times I ran the year before, try to improve upon them a little bit more.
I think most people, as we get older, we get injured, we get sick. It's going to happen to everybody, and we don't bounce back. We don't think we can bounce back. We don't know the strategy for bouncing back. What can you share with us? Because I'm guessing it's not always been easy for you.
Okay, I can already tell you now, currently, and I have had arthritis in both knees. Earlier this year, I found out I have a meniscus tear. I just have a don't quit attitude. And there's a way to, get past everything. You just have to talk to the appropriate medical team. Just have to have that willingness to want to move. Keep moving forward. And that's what I have.
Growing Boulder likes to say that it's possible for us all to believe that the rest of our life can be the best of our life. A lot of people don't believe that. Do you?
100%. Some people ask me, how long are you going to do this? I said, until I can't anymore. I'm a runner, but I also have taken up field events. So when I can't run anymore, I'll just keep transitioning over to doing something else that I can.
What do you do other than track and field? Because I know you're still working and you travel a lot, right? What's your deal?
So I work for FEMA. I am a security manager. So that requires me to travel to different locations throughout the states, throughout the country.
And when you do that, I would think you don't have to be empathetic to do a good job, but I'm thinking it helps?
It does, absolutely.
And are you an empathetic soul?
I am, definitely, very much so.
Andrea is a great athlete, but that's not her purpose. She's a FEMA employee, but that's not her purpose. Her purpose is simply being an encourager. It's showing by example what's possible when we don't give up, when we push through challenge and adversity. Her purpose is motivating others to keep going. When we help others, we help ourselves. Studies have shown that assisting others improves our own physical health, our mental health, our emotional health, and of course, our social health. All right, it's time now for our bold social clip of the week. And today's clip comes from hockey player Rick Reed, who submitted a photo in his jersey to the new 65-plus selfie contest presented by Humana and Growing Boulder. The new 65-plus is a stereotype-smashing campaign that celebrates the passions of older adults like Rick and inspires others to embrace a happier, healthier lifestyle.
I'm Rick Reed. I'm 66 years old, and my passion is being an amateur ice hockey goalie. It means a lot to me because the people are great, of course, but it's so great at this age to be able to go out and move my body. I was 50 and found a group of folks that met regularly to play pickup hockey at my local rink, and they needed a goalie. Get out there and do it. And there are plenty of people, plenty of leagues that will welcome you with open arms to participate with them. I'm real hopeful that while I'll still be a lousy goalie when I'm 80, if I'm keep moving my body, hopefully I'll still be able to fall down and get back up again and move in such a way that I'm healthy, I'm able to work full time still, and I'm just really grateful for that.
We're talking today with Chetan Duransoy, who is the CEO of Raisin US. In addition to allowing users to access the nation's very best rates when it comes to savings accounts, money market accounts, and CDs, is that you actually, now that you have access to 75 different banks, you can not just look at the best rates that you can get, but you can choose between banks that are minority-led, that are family-led, institutions that give back to the community, institutions that support small businesses, and more. Ethical savings, I guess you might call it. What led you to offering that feature?
I think the society is going in the direction of everything needs to be with a purpose, and we call this as a savings with a purpose. So it is the same theme, the cultural change that we are observing, and a very positive one, in my opinion. On if you are doing something, you want to do that thing in a where it is aligned with your values. And with that, it's not like we try to find the banks or the credit unions that have some kind of an edge. But what we have found is we do work with the banks with some the differences that they provide. It shows their value, or they care about certain population more, and we decided to highlight those features. We have banks who are very passionate about the Latino community. We have banks who are woman-led. We have banks that is very much after the environment, and they give perks for that. And as we were talking with the customers, and we realized that highlighting those features help people to save their money where the mission is aligned with the consumer's values.
Can you explain a bit about Raisin's core mission, your values as a company, as the CEO? How are you hoping that you can impact individual lives?
Our mission is to make money perform better. And our vision, how to do that, is removing the barriers to savings and investment products for customers. We also want to provide a simple access to diversified funding for banks. That's the other part of it, because as we help to the community banks, what that in turns is those community banks can start giving loans to a larger number of people as opposed to less. So we want to remove barriers to savings and investments. Everything we do is ultimately for people. Right. It is, if you're not doing something good for the people, and that's the core of it. That kept me going for many decades, and it still keeps me going. I know that's one thing that every team member at Raisin, it keeps them going. So it's all about the people. It's all about the relationship.
Open an account and get started today at raisin.com/growingbolder and earn $50 in bonus cash by using the code BOLDER when you make a qualifying deposit of at least $5,000. Terms and conditions apply.
Hello and welcome back to What's Next. If you are looking for daily inspiration, check out our free streaming channel, watch.growingbolder.com. And of course, be sure to follow Growing Bolder on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube, where we share videos, memes, podcasts, articles, and reels to spread joy and optimism for aging. Each week on our Facebook page, we ask our followers to answer the Your Take question. This time we ask you to share a story on the power of purpose through volunteering. Here's just a few of those responses. Jerry Lyons volunteers with his wife at Meals on Wheels. He says it's so rewarding to see and feel the gratitude of these people who rarely leave their own homes, and to have a sense that we're really helping these folks. Debbie Godwin says, I volunteer at our local hospital every week, and it makes me feel good when we see smiles from some of our senior patients as we entertain them. Bernice says, I volunteered in a study on how exercise affects likelihood of breast cancer. I felt good about my contribution and learned that I could physically do a lot more than I imagined, and that exercise can relieve a lot of issues. Met a lot of cool, feisty women too. Finally, Shannon says, my dad and I were diagnosed with cancer only 11 weeks apart. I started a grassroots effort to help the American Cancer Society. We made a 7-hour round trip once a month to provide meals to cancer patients and caregivers. We lost my dad a few months later, but this project is a way to honor his memory and to continue celebrating this beautiful thing called life. If you're looking for purpose in your life, volunteering may be the quickest and the easiest way to create it. Many studies have found that the happiest people are not those who are getting more, but those who are giving more. A large 14-year study that was published in the journal Psychological Science showed that having a sense of purpose in retirement helps you live longer and healthier. A study by Harvard researchers found that older adults with a sense of purpose have far fewer visits to the doctor. Mahatma Gandhi once said the best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others. Purpose begins with believing that you have one. Purpose is a mindset. It's a choice to live a life that matters. At our core, as human beings, we need to matter. Mattering matters, and a great place to start is volunteering. We'll see you next time.